So here we have a piece of art on DeviantArt called "Ouch!" exclamation point. It was never meant to be pretty. It just sort of like conveys an emotion or a feeling of just pain. So,
is that a face in the middle?
yeah.
Is this a specific moment in time that you experience pain?
Just mental anguish. In general. Not, nothing specific in mind. Just, I mean, I don't really like this one. Now, I mean, it's just part of the series, but we'll go on to the next one. So the next one is trees. And that one is like a kind of a pop art thing. Yeah, so.
What does that mean, pop art?
I actually painted that with watercolor.
You painted this one?
Yeah.
The different colors, or you multiplied it after you painted one tree?
Yeah, after I painted one, I made it all one color, and then stamped it out with different colors.
Wow. You must have used a really fine brush.
Not really. Let's zoom in. It's just really colorful. I just like the colors.
Bright.
Bright, yeah. Bright. I don't think there's any particular meaning to this one. It kind of reminds me of Andy Warhol. Like, just that pop art feel. The next one, I went through a phase where I just kind of had writer's block, like only had artist version of that, and I just started making different things and exploring and experimenting.
This one is Observation. Title?
Observation, and then there's two eyes there. And there's a menacing red eyes, like with white. It's kind of weird and creepy.
Well, what, did you intend for it to be weird and creepy?
Not really. I was just trying to make something that, just exploring creativity.
What are those lines? Are those buildings, or are they just...
They look like buildings. Maybe this is some sort of sun orb thing in the background. And those are like a certain style of buildings.
Skyscrapers?
Yeah. Yep. Then the next one is Storm, which represents like the stormy weather in one's life. Stormy weather could be any event.
A scary event?
Yeah, a kind of tumultuous event. Something that has a lot of...
A negative event?
Negative, but also sort of transformational. This is a possibility for that.
There's a lot of lightning.
Yeah. I was kind of conflicted about putting the lightning in because I got it from copyrighted photos. And I just cut the lightning out and then kind of reproduced it there. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather be honest. It's not. It's Google searching, Google image search to get the lighting.
What's the yellow part? Clouds?
Yeah, clouds. I don't know why they're yellow, but they are. And then it has the word storm. I think those were like three. Those were, I scanned those letters in. They look kind of weird. At least kind of blotchy. Again, I was just trying to be creative and explore things. And then this one, called Experience, is a little bit more inspirational. Kind of something more in tune with what I would do now. That's a tree outside my apartment, and
It started as a photograph?
yeah, it started as a photograph of a tree outside my apartment in Pennsylvania during the winter. Has no leaves on it. And then I got some moon in the top left from NASA or something. They had some photograph of the moon. And I got a comet in there, and then I went and actually bought the rights to an image, or I bought the right to use an image of a bird.
An eagle?
A falcon, or something like that. But I actually paid money to the copyright holder, and I was allowed to use it in certain capacities.
What inspired you to do this one?
I wanted to make something that wasn't so dark. Like, I just was tired of all this like kind of weird stuff with me. And then there's this one that I drew by hand. It's just a picture of it.
You won a contest?
Yeah, I got second place and I forget.
What's the piece called?
It had a different name at first. I named it Anguish Quantified because it kind of looks like.
It looks like the eyeballs are frightened.
Yeah, it's kind of jumbled and just. It looks like a face, like two eyes.
Yeah.
And it took a long time to draw that.
What's the color? What did you use to color it?
Micron pen. So it's just pen and
Pen?
little tiny felt tip pens, yeah.
Must have taken you ages.
Yeah, it took a while. Yeah. Took a while. I don't think I'd ever make something like that again.
Why?
Too much. Too many details. This is the same one that was in the brain one. Doodle to Nowhere. I started reusing my art at that point because I was having a lot of trouble making more creative stuff, like producing more pieces of art. I started using my old art again in different ways.
Transforming it?
Yeah, making a different color, you know. And I started taking photographs. Like, here's a photograph of a monarch butterfly.
But you digitalized it?
Well, it was a digital photograph. So,
What did you do to change the photograph?
nothing. That's just the way it is.
You took the photo.
I took the photo, yeah.
So that butterfly hasn't been altered?
No.
Oh wow.
That's exactly how it was when it just landed there.
It looks like almost like a drawing.
Yeah.
Painting. Wow.
And Then I did some different things with that photo. Butterfly Imprint was just like the indie world style pop art. Again, just showing different colors of photo manipulation. And then I took some staged photos of this flower in the flower with bark it's called, but it was actually a flower that I picked and just placed on the tree. It's not part of the tree at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put it also on a stump and took a picture of it on a stump in the sunlight, and it kind of came.
Beautiful.
And it came out. It's just called Flower. And it came out kind of interesting. And then flower hues together. This was my experiment. I was experimenting with the different tools in the software. So
Looks like a heart.
yeah, I don't like it. I don't like this one at all.
They don't look like flowers anymore.
No,
Well,
this
some
one
of them
does.
do.
Yeah. But I'm just experimenting.
So changing the color can change the image.
Yeah, getting to know the software, basically. This one's terrible.
Why?
And Tremor is called. It's just,
But it looks like you put it was. Were you feeling?
I mean, it has emotion in it, yeah.
It's very abrupt. Very like. It's not as fine tuned as your others.
No, it's just, I was getting out some emotion, I guess.
Do you remember what you were feeling when you made this?
No, not exactly.
And then you duplicated it?
And then I duplicated it and tried out different colors to see what they were like. And then there's several, which I'll just talk about all at once. I had this magic marker face where I wanted to make things with magic markers. And then the next...
That one looks like stained glass. A couple of them do.
Yeah, it's actually a version, this one is actually in that one. So Alterations has this one in the other one. It's the same thing. So the next, like, actually original, sort of original, was Linux inspiration.
It's a penguin.
Yeah, it's a Linux penguin. It's just a logo of,
Another nerdy side of you.
yeah. Just, it's red and black. Actually, that's an oil painting.
Really?
I actually got oil paint and made this out of it.
All those little lines.
Well, no, this is I scanned it in, but the black part is the oil paint.
So you drew the penguin.
Yeah, I drew it.
So did you intend for it to have a penguin when you started it?
Yeah. It's one of the few intentional things I've done. And then I actually took the detail up a notch with this one.
Wow.
This
And
one
you drew all those lines?
I drew all these lines.
How long did that take you? Wow.
It's like, in the name of this one is Context Bright.
That's really cool.
And behind there's colored pencil.
All that shading, everything was hand-drawn.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But I overlaid the lines on top of I scanned them in separately and then put them together.
Okay.
And I was like all the while feeling very self-conscious.
Why?
Because I was no, I mean, these are the first things I ever posted.
But you posted them and got over your fears.
Yeah, I eventually gave up on people actually looking at them. And then this crazy what is possible, which is, I kept reusing the art like over and over. And then the next notable one, my first self-portrait.
And how did you do this one? Are those Frankenstein bolts in your head?
No, the headphones. I don't know how I did it. I don't remember exactly. A long time ago.
Were you feeling angry or conflicted when you took this?
Serious for sure.
Did it start as a picture?
Yeah, it was a photograph. Photograph. And another thing is, this is 2.71 megabytes.
What's the significance of that?
You're only allowed to I'm only allowed to post things up to 80 megabytes. So this would be on the lower end of that. And then, like I kept reusing my art. I wish I didn't reuse it so much.
I like that one called Ice.
Ice, yeah.
That looks very symbolic.
Yeah.
Looks like you're trapped behind a wall of ice.
Yeah.
What does that signify?
I couldn't even begin to tell you. I have no idea.
Is that how you were feeling? Were you feeling trapped?
Trapped, perhaps. Yeah.
Like trapped in your brain, or trapped in your external situation, or
trapped in life. Trapped in life. My life at the time. And then I have this untitled piece.
It's called
Just a doodle.
Untitled.
Just a doodle. Again, I was experimenting. Another portrait of myself with headphones on. This big statement here, one called I.
The letter I.
The letter I. I wouldn't have done this now.
Why the letter I?
I don't know. I was feeling boastful.
Boastful? How did that make you feel boastful?
Oh, I, like your own self.
Oh, okay.
Not very humble.
Sans.
Sans, yeah, as in without. This one's actually pretty interesting.
What does it say? What are you without?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. Without explanation, I would say. Sans explanation, without meaning. Like art without meaning.
But you never have art without meaning.
No, but you can try. I mean, if you just don't identify with the art, maybe it doesn't mean anything to you.
Do you remember making this one?
Sort of. Ballpoint pen with Sharpie. scanned into the computer. This is a very conceptual piece. Lens of workability. I took my glasses off and took a picture of them, and then said the universe is workable. I was therapy I was doing it at the time. Seeing things as workable, like, yeah, I can work with that, you know, definitely workable. I can...
With whatever was going on in your
whatever,
life at the
yeah,
time?
whatever it is. Doesn't matter what it is. It's workable. Just make it workable, even if it's not. Just work with it. This is my sister's dog.
That picture's called Dog.
Yeah, just dog. I was using a low quality camera, but I just worked with it.
Photo manipulation?
Yeah, photo manipulation. And then here's another one of me and the dog.
Oh.
But I made it all blue, everything runs together. I like this one. And then eyes, which is watercolor with some lines over it.
Those are the original colors?
No, I enhanced them with the computer. You can see the fibers in the paper.
Yeah. That's cool.
You zoom in.
It's all watercolor? Even the black lines?
Not the black lines, those are a Sharpie.
You did the Sharpie first or what?
Second, last. Overlaid it. Abstract figure, there's not much to say about that. I went through a phase where I liked to push the pixels around the page.
That looks like an ape.
It's called Abstract Baboon.
Oh.
Yeah, it's somewhat of an accident that it turned out that way. I just noticed that it was going in that direction and I ran with it.
Is the right a reflection of the left side of the page?
Yeah, somewhat. Red emote, just more lines. I was kind of obsessed with like these lines that covered everything. Like what are the lines for? I like the contrast of the colors, so I like black lines with really bright colors. It always satisfies what my artistic taste for something to look at. This one kind of scared me. I don't know why. It's got called it H.
What's it? Looks like the Baboon one, but elongated.
Yeah, it might be some of the same stuff. You can actually see the seam. I wasn't that good at putting it together. That's funny. There's a seam. I don't always like it when the seam shows through.
You never like it when the seam shows through.
No. But it does happen.
Stop for now?
Yeah, I'll stop here. No, keep going. Jackie. Like, I almost want to skip ahead of these because they seem so primitive now to me.
Know where you started.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks cool.
This one's called Alchemy, which kind of seems cliche to
Is
me.
it because you were reading The Alchemist at the time?
The Alchemist or some other media, something. Looks like a hippopotamus, right?
No.
With a bow tie on the head. A hippo.
Hippopotamus?
Hippo eyes here.
Maybe.
And a bow tie.
I don't see it.
Hmm.
You have to say the names of the pieces.
This one's Ordeal.
We see the seams.
Well, these aren't seams, those are just lines. Seams are when you mirror it.
Oh, I see.
So, yeah, you can see these seams. Those are like seams, that's broken. Part of the digital process. And Zion Garden, this is where my dad was living in Virginia. I just took a picture outside.
Wow.
Outside his window and did
You
a
added
photo.
that same falcon.
Yeah, the falcon. I used it several times. But just kind of exploring.
Is it a forest?
Yeah. Like he had this house, he was renting this house that's like up in the trees.
Wow.
And I was there just visiting or something.
How old were you?
This was posted 2013. Rainbow Gandalf. There's one. Yeah.
Not because of Lord of the Rings?
I just took a screenshot from Lord of the Rings and changed it.
Oh.
So,
Well, what is this a screenshot of? Oh, it is Kendall.
yeah.
From far away, it doesn't even look like that.
Here's, like I keep reusing
Deep Alchemy.
Deep Alchemy.
The same picture, but different colors?
Yeah, I wouldn't do that these days. And there's Gandalf again.
You don't even like Lord of the Rings.
I know. Spectrum. This one's just colorful.
It's horizontal lines.
Yeah. I don't think there's any like flaws in this one. I'm not sure.
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah. Yeah, this one actually might be
Flawless?
not flawless, no, of course not, but sort of not ruined. And these are like hours and hours of like sitting there,
Because you're learning the program.
running the program, learning how to do it. And then I was going to this art studio called Alchemy Open Art Studio.
Alchemy?
Yeah. That might have been where I got the... And I drew this thing.
Flowers?
It looks like Dr. Seuss or something.
Mm-hmm.
These little trees and this hill of mountain.
Again with the lines.
Yeah. It's all hand drawn.
Wow.
But I eventually gave up on hand drawing thing.
Why? Too tedious?
Yeah, it's just awful.
Not
The
enjoyable?
experience is just horrible for me.
It was therapeutic at one point.
Yeah. I just couldn't sustain it over time. And we'll stop there.